Hello, welcome back. Okay, so this one's probably going to be a little bit more mellow of a video. I'm literally recording it right after the previous one, which is very all over the place and high energy, so to speak. But this video today is going to be about um, getting back up when you get knocked on your ass. So I've had a few times recently, and it's less about it's more just personal reasons that I felt just completely blindsided by events in life or just different things. I mean, one of the big things is just a slow creeping feeling when you feel like you're not going anywhere, you're not making any sort of progress. You just feel like it's almost like Groundhog Day. You're just waking up, it's the same thing every day, and sometimes it sucks. I'll be honest, there are some days where that's really all I want. For me, a lot of my happiness simply just comes from waking up, spending some time outside in the morning, going to the gym, sticking to my diet, and just having a chill day. I do want to be more productive during my day. I do want to record more videos and stuff along those lines. But for the most part, I think my days, I'm very satisfied with the base level things that I do. With that being said, I think the reason I am satisfied with that is because that's always been my fallback. Regardless of how bad things are going, whether it be work, progress on YouTube, um, not really relationships, but just in general, I still stick to those core fundamentals that I do not break. So, with the exception of when I went on a trip to Europe, which was actually a phenomenal trip, um, I've stuck to my diet very strictly. I stick to meat, specifically beef. I'll eat beef, eggs, butter. Mostly I cook in tallow now, which is beef fat. And I have raw dairy when I can find it, fruit and honey, and sometimes a little bit of maple syrup. That's really good for manganese and manganese. Trying to remember the other one. Riboflavin. Good tips. Anyway, with the diet, with the exception of when I went to Europe, I've been sticking to it very strictly. Never deviated. Going to the gym, albeit not, I wouldn't say my workouts are 10 out of 10 intensity at the gym. I've made it I don't know what the word is. I'm not cutting any of this out. I made it part of my routine that I go to the gym every day. And whenever I don't go to the gym, I'll still go for like a mile or two walk. Something that so that I'm staying active, never being too sedentary. And number three is getting outside. I always get outside every morning. I'll spend like 20, 30 minutes in the sun when the sun comes up. And I'll spend it I'll be just barefoot sitting in grass, like with my feet in the grass. And I still have to do a little bit more looking into this, but there's a thing called grounding and earthing. So it's basically spending time with your extremities, or either your feet, hands, whatever you want, in the on the earth instead of on like a hardwood floor or cement or in a building. You want to get to where there is an actual connection directly to the earth, such as the grass, and just be there. And it might sound a little bit woo woo, but you just feel a sense of calm after a while just being there. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. But the point of this is to say one of the things that has helped keep me from having a downward spiral where I just destroy all of my progress is having a baseline that is your fundamental habits that you have. For me, it's diet, exercise, and getting outdoors. Those are the three. And by having those and knowing that I will never go below that baseline, there is only so far down I can go. It's like once you hit rock bottom, you can only go up. But this is kind of preventing myself from hitting rock bottom. I'm not going to cheat on my diet. I'm not going to skip exercising, and I'm not going to skip getting outside and getting sunlight, because I know those three things are absolutely key to progress, but also keeping my state of mental health where it's at. And I think that's an important thing to think about. If you are constantly falling down and just hitting, just like having a downward spiral, just hitting a rut and stuff like that, you need to build yourself almost like a safety net of good habits that you will not break, that are like your absolute, like, non-negotiables in a relationship. It's kind of like that, but with myself. You have to have that foundation so that when shit gets hard, when you inevitably fall over, because you're not going to be perfect all the time, you're going to have off days, you're going to have days where you just can't be asked to do anything. You have to have that fundamental layer to protect yourself from absolutely destroying everything you've built up to. Like, for example, before I used to have these three habits, there would be days when I'd be like doing really well. I would go like a week doing really well at the gym, exercising a lot, eating well, but then I would smoke weed with one of my friends, and I would in one night I would obliterate all the progress I made over weeks by eating like an entire pizza for myself, and then like 3 massive bowls of pasta, a bunch of ice cream. It's all down the drain, and then I would feel horrible after that because I allowed myself to go way lower than I should have. And I mean, also, don't smoke weed. That's not good. But stuff like that, cutting out any of the vices that you can, and I think you can cut out all of them personally, but it takes time. By cutting those out, it removed the, what's it called, drastic ups and downs, in that sort of a sense of like destroying all my progress. I still do have ups and downs, of course, and they can be quite drastic, but I never go below that baseline of keeping good habits. Like, I also, one of the things I've been doing lately is, I have it right here. I carry a giant water bottle with me at all times. This is, I think, 40 ounces. I drink at least 4 of those a day, if not more. I try to do more because I feel a lot better when I'm extremely hydrated. But I think the point of today's video is try and discover different habits and foundations you can build for yourself that will not allow you to go lower than that baseline. So build yourself up a foundation of good habits. It's like this. If you build a house on a foundation of sand, no matter how strong, sturdy that house is, when there's a lot of water, it's just going to wash it away and destroy it. If you build a foundation, it's like when I've been to Hawaii, they have the foundations of the buildings are like sticks, they're logs, and they prevent, so if there's any and the houses are raised up, so if there's any water from tsunamis, hurricanes, the houses are just fine as long as there's not too strong of wind to blow them away. But they're just fine because they've built up like that base up a bit higher. I guess that's a fucking good analogy. They've built up that foundation higher, so the waves and the ups and downs of the waves that are below them have no effect. So hopefully that made sense, and hopefully you gathered some good information from this. Let me know down in the comments any of the habits you have that have helped you keep some sort of level of baseline productivity in your life. All right, peace.